Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Mi salmini mawɓe Sare Gubu gonɓe ɗo fof. Mi salmini Honorable Member of Parliament for Sandul constituency. Mi salmini kala koɗo ngarɗo tawede nde fedde Sare Gubu Student Association. I also want to commend the Association of Sare Gubu Student Association for their invitation and foresight in the promotion of so many things, but especially education among the rural children. I will therefore encourage the association to continue this noble gesture and possibly spread the word so that other sister organizations around the country can emulate. Because for the development of the Gambia, the rural community must matter. And as a result, education plays a center stage in any country's development. So, respected elders, ladies and gentlemen, 2 months ago, I was having the usual conversation with Dr. Tijan, and he paused a while and asked me this year that we are holding our 10th anniversary of the Sare Gubu Association. We would like you to come and share your experience as a rural child in the journey of your education. We laughed about it, and then I confirmed to him that I will make sure that I participate in this year's event. So, thinking about the topic to talk about, I was wondering, trying to balance not to, overwhelm you with my personal journey or personal life, but also to be able to share a story with the view of trying to motivate the young ones and also maybe spread the word for higher authorities to be able to assist and understand that the rural child has the equal right, like any other child in the Gambia, to enroll, pursue, and then be successful in his or her education. You will agree with me that education is important. We can trace this from the time of the great, great Greek philosophical gem to the industrialization period. Education was the backbone of all those achievements and development, right? So while advanced countries were able to put forward, education for their people and for generations and generations, this is not the same for the developing world, and the Gambia is not an exception. The problem is more pronounced in the rural communities. You will agree with me that until recently in the Gambia, education was centered around the urban area or the greater Banjul area. In fact, some people will call it as for the elite. Education was for the elite or for the rich people. This means that the little available education that was provided for the rural community, there was little or no education provided for the rural community. And this, as a child who lives in the rural Gambia, it was something that you have to grapple with, despite or irrespective of your passion for education. So I dare say that I lived and had first-hand experience of being a rural child, learning for education, or should I say, learning to have access to quality education. However, being born in a family of herdsmen and farmers, just like many of us here, my education had major obstacles, and this I want to share with you so that it will serve as a motivation, not to mention what I was able to achieve, but just to serve as a motivation so that we will know that no matter the circumstances, no matter your background, you could navigate those obstacles and become someone tomorrow. However, being a child of a herdsman and access to education was just one of my major obstacles. Because you will agree with me that for a typical herdsman, the priority is always his cattle, and other things is secondary. No other activity or event must jeopardize with the business of cattle rearing. This was this was something as a child was fully aware of. As a child, I was fully aware of and very careful. However, having been lucky to start school, I had to be strategic in balancing between my responsibility as a young herdsman and keeping my schooling activity. In fact, I had to appear to my dad as a true lover of cattle rearing in order to win his complete buy-in into my schooling project. Not to say without challenges, I eventually succeeded in convincing my entire family for this agenda. I liken this to the popular Fula adage that says, "Ngaina ka haajanga," which means being a herdsman does not stop one from going to school. This was, this was just one of the many hurdles. What laid ahead was even more challenging. Not like Sare, Gubu, which is about 6 kilometers away from the highway. My village, my village, I think it should be my village, lies around the border between the Gambia and Senegal on the southern part. And for my 12 years of primary and secondary education, I used to walk 8 kilometers for 6 years to attend my primary school education. Also, when I proceeded to high school, which is at Guam, I used to walk 13 kilometers to and from school during my junior and secondary education. So it is important to note, my village is not a highway. No chance of getting a lift, except in the event of a donkey cart or a horse cart pass you while you walk. You have to walk on a narrow path through a thick forest, 26 kilometers every day, 6 to 7 months every year. Along the line, friends have to give up, and others who have the opportunity have to relocate. Imagine all these challenges and the temptation to give up and join the village life. Alhamdulillah, I will say, we sailed through and graduated from high school. University education was another milestone challenge. I bet Dr. Tijan knows something about it. Though the 4 years went quickly after graduating, master's and PhD follows. My journey of education culminated at the Central Bank of the Gambia, where I started as an economist at the Economic Research Department, rising to the position of principal economist and head of the modeling and forecasting unit. If there is one thing that you can remember from this remark, just know that irrespective of your background, if there is an opportunity, your little effort may count to make you successful in life. As we gather here today, and as many of us will agree, being one time a rural child or a rural boy or girl, we have among us lawyers, mathematicians, engineers, economists, political scientists, agri experts, and so on. These individuals are one time like any rural going school, but we were able to beat the odds and become successful, contributing immensely to the development of our communities, country, and the world at large. If these folks are able to navigate and become successful despite all the odds, you and the next generation to come can do it as well. However, this has to be a conscious effort of which we as the students and parents, as well as authorities, have a responsibility to share. So what do we learn from all this narration? First is passion and dedication. If you have passion for anything in this life and you are dedicated to the cause, success will eventually come one day. So never give up. It is not too late. Second is success in education. In this part of the world, you need to have some perseverance. You have to adore, or you have to go through a lot of hardship, but you have to persevere if you really want to succeed. Because just the distance, but also the community, and then the lack of infrastructure and learning materials are one other major obstacles that you will face. But if you persevere and use the little resources that you have, I think you will be successful. Third is you must have a goal. You know, it is important, like in the West, at the early stage of your childhood, you know, teachers inculcate in students of having a target goal. What do you want to become in life? So it is important that we start thinking in that direction and then put this into our kids. And the teachers have a role to play, especially the education sector. Inculcate the idea of setting goals that are achievable. Because, for example, one can start by saying that I want to hold a PhD in chemistry or biochemistry and become a biochemist scientist one day. So having that target or goal and then sharing that with your teachers, they guide you through, and then you go ahead and achieve that. So we need to have a target. But also, if for you to be able to be successful in achieving your goals, you need to surround yourself with good friends. I mean, friends that have similar interests. If you're a school-going child, your friends, I'm not saying that you don't have other friends, but your friends, very close friends, should be your colleagues going to school, so that you share ideas, talk about school, talk about things at school, and then how to navigate the life at school. So the fourth lesson to learn is humility matters a lot. Seeking knowledge goes with being humble. You should be always ready to listen and learn, but never hesitate to share when the need arises. Finally, and more importantly, probably, be obedient to your parents and be steadfast in your worship. The dua from your parents is irrepressible, and you will need it throughout your life. So, whilst you are pursuing your education, remember that your parents are with you, and then you should fulfill your obligations towards them. So, going forward, what should we think about when it comes to education? Because if you look at the world today, the world is changing, or the dynamics of our society is changing. And this is expected to be more rapid and more vigorous in the coming years. So for example, back to the Gambia, looking at our demographic composition of the Gambia, and with an annual population growth of about 3%, accounting for migration, people who come to the Gambia every now and then from neighboring countries. This means that the population of the Gambia may triple in no time. What does this say to us? This means that we need more innovation and skills in order to survive the world of stiff competition. But more worrying as a herdsman is the depletion of what? Grazing areas. The depletion of grazing areas will force cattle owners to adjust to modern methods of rearing cattle, which is specialized animal husbandry that will focus more on productivity rather than the number of cattle possessed. This requires education and training, and the earlier we start the reorientation, the better for us. Another important thing that we should think about is I used to hear this saying that money and education, controls society. I have to agree with this saying to an extent, because looking at the evolution of technology, for example, great ideas, the introduction of smartphones, the introduction of electrical cars, and so on and so forth, the ideas came from scientists, engineers, mathematicians, etc. But who finances those ideas are the entrepreneurs, those with the finances. So for us as a country or as rural people, not to be left behind, we need to prepare our young ones by providing them with quality education to stand a chance in the future. While government plays a major role in this process, communities have a major role to play by not only encouraging children to enroll in school, but also eliminating all forms of obstacles with regards to education, including those affecting girls' education. Furthermore, for community development, representation matters. I'm not saying that in the absence of representation there will be no development. There could be. But there could be. However, representation, especially from rural communities in the executive, legislature, judiciary, and other key areas, bring balance in the distribution of national resources for the development of this country. This means that rural communities should be able to produce highly educated and qualified personnel ready to take up these responsibilities. Thus the need for us to push for more education. In conclusion, while progress has been made in the access of basic education, significant gaps remain, especially in the transition to higher levels of education, including closing the gender disparities in education. This requires urgent attention, and I believe an association such as the Sare Gubu Association could play a very important role in collaborating with authorities to bring about change, or to bring about 100% transition from basic to highest education in the country. So the rural child, this is important to position our young population through education and training to be able to weather further challenges and contribute to the society and country. The rural child can make it if given the opportunity. So let's support them, because if we do, we are supporting the development of this great country. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Honorable, before I go on with my speech, I want to indulge your grievance that as from today, when you get to the National Assembly, you start beating up this drum that Sandu district, Sandu constituency is a champion of national development. Sandu district, Sandu constituency is a champion of national development. Why? Because we have the capacity, we have the human resources, we have the natural resources, and we have the ability to deliver for national development. The educated Sare Gubu citizens, this message is for you. Mr. Basiru Elba, lawyer, Dr. Ba, the economist, Mr. Saidal Ali Ba, the veterinarian, Ms. Kadiba, the nurse, and all others. I want you to listen carefully, and the children, I want you to pay attention, because it is your responsibility as educated people to connect with your village Sare Gubu. Because the reason why your parents have sent you to school is for you to get education first, and second, to use that education to uplift them from poverty. So if you don't do that, you have failed in your education. How can you do that? How can you connect with Sare Gubu? I urge all of you to come to Sare Gubu once every month, or once every 3 months, or once every 6 months. That is the way you will understand the challenges of Sare Gubu. That is the way you will learn from the citizens of Sare Gubu. And that is the way that is going to motivate you to contribute to socio-economic development of Sare Gubu. I am a living testimony to that. Since I returned from the United States in 2009, I've been coming to Misra once every month, minimum once every month. Why do I do that? Because I want to uplift the people of Misra out of poverty. And I have started doing that. That was when in 2018 I established Sare Ranch, and Sare Ranch is currently progressing very well. And I have, since I started Sare Ranch, I have employed a minimum of 10 people, 10 youth, who I pay every month a salary. And that has helped them improve their lives and livelihoods with their families. You can also do that. It's not difficult. Even if it means you go out and take a loan from the bank, or you take a loan from a financial institution, you come and invest in Sare Gubu. That will be better for you. You will make money more than you sitting down in Combo. Sitting down in Combo wouldn't give you much income. It is in Sare Gubu that you can do it, because I am a living testimony to it. The more money I make that in Misra more than what I make at University of the Gambia. Because of the motivation, in order to earn income, decent income, I have established Sare Ranch in 2018. I have established Sare Seafood in 2023. I have established Sare 1 FC, it's a football club, in 2023. And in 2024, I am working with Mr. Basiru Elba to establish the first legal firm in URR at Basse. In 2024, we will do it. It is doable. That's how we're going to make money together. He will be my partner in the legal field, because I'm not a legal expert, but he's a legal expert. We'll bring our resources together, our knowledge together, our experiences together to establish this legal enterprise in Basse URR. So that any of our communities, any of our citizens in Sandu, any of our citizens in Upper River region who have any legal challenge, you come to us and we will help you solve your legal challenges. That is the best way we can help solve the legal issues of our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, in a minute I will conclude, I want to make some pledges as of today for 2024. The first pledge to Sare Gubu is that on or before the rainy season this year, by June or July 2024, and I'm working on it very hard, I will get financial resources. I'll collaborate with Honorable Ibrahim Jaite. I will collaborate with other government institutions to build this 7-kilometer road from Diabuku to Sare Gubu. This is not cheap talk, and I really mean it, and it will happen. I started it last year. I used my own resources to make it better. But in 2024, it's going to be best tar road. It's going to be tar road, not gravel road. Second, Mr. Chairperson, in 2024, as the director of a renewable energy project at the University of the Gambia, I have identified Sare Gubu as a project beneficiary for streetlights for security reasons. And that will happen in 2024. In addition to the streetlights, I am bringing a private solar energy company from Burkina Faso. They will be in the country on the 8th of January up to the 14th of January. We will have meetings with Pura, we will have meetings with Nawek, and all government institutions, or all the government institutions, so that we can establish that company here that will provide cheap, reliable, and affordable electricity to every Gambian. That is happening in 2024. Finally, Mr. Chairman and the President of Sare Gubu Student Association, I wanted to take note of this, and I really mean it. By 2024, beginning of 2024, I want you to give me the names of 5 best students in grade 8 who are going to grade 9. I'll pay for their entire tuition for grade 9. And also, I want you to give me the names of 5 best students who are in grade 11. They want to go to grade 12. I'll pay for their entire school fees for grade 12. That is going to be my contribution to Sare Gubu, because I know Sare Gubu loves me. This is my second home in Upper River region. Sare Gubu people respect me, and this is the smallest thing I can do to contribute to the socio-economic development of Sare Gubu. On that road, Mr. Chair, I thank you very much. I am honored to have been given this privilege to come and talk to you about why and how it is important for the educated Sare Gubu citizens to come back to Sare Gubu and invest. You open your schools, you can open your own library, you can open your own bookstore, you can open your own medical center, and you will make money and you will improve the lives and livelihoods of people of Sare Gubu. Thank you very much.
Min woni PRO Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association. Mi salmini jarga Sare o e kala koɗo bawɗo arde rek a wiyama bisimilla maɗa he Sare he. Haalam juttaɗo ko he inde chairman Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association o kalam miɗum woni bosam Tidjane Elba. Ko seeɗa he nafaji Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association kalanan mi en ɗo. He kadi caɗele ɗe Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association heɓi walla ɗe ɓe perata. Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association ko fedde sosande wona ha ko ɓooyi seeɗa e ɓooyi ko hitande gulujeri ɗe 16 nata hitande gulujeri ɗe 17. Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association ɓe jogui ɓamtare ɓe balla sare nde dame ɗe gandiranɗa ko ɗen sare nde haton jinta wallede he sare nde waktu ɓe jiɗata ballal Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association ɓe gimmo he on waktu ɓe gara ɓe balla koye mumen. Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association ɓe darinoma he gueɗe battugol boyɗi sare en gandi sare meɗen boyɗi ɗi joguinoma probléme ko boyɗi ɗi jogui probléme ko Sare Gubu Youth Village Development Association ɓe ƴetti jawdi mumen ɓe nattini hen ɓe ƴettat jawdeje mumen kadin sengo dina ko gandiranɗa hono ziyaraji meɗen walla dakaji meɗen ko mbatten ɓe ƴettat kalisaji mumen ɓe nattina hen sengo sport ɓe ƴettat kalisaji mumen waktu kala Sare Gubu United ɓe memmini Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development ɓe nari ballugol ɓe so ɗum noon ɓe mbaɗino kadi collaborate Sare Gubu Student Association ɓe mbaɗi provide kayen he Sare Gubu diaspora ɓe jokkodirino juuɗe ɓe mbaɗi programme no Sare Gubu primary school o no heɓiri sirange ta eɗen ganduno sirange e woni caɗele school o no feewi ko wona ɗum ko kadi ɓe jokkodirino haajo he Sare Gubu Youth Village Sare Gubu Student Association ɓe gaddi lekkeji he Sare he kayen he diaspora ɓe gokkirino ɗo free medical service eɗen gandi ɗum wona ko ɓooyi ɗum waɗi Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association ɗum mi tawa he achievement ji mumen ko gandiranɗa ko ɗum ɓe nattinanta Sare nde ɗum he gueɗe kewɗe ɓe gandiranɗa en mbawa ɗo darade ɗum fof kalen ɗum because time o hokkata ɗum Sare Gubu Youth and Village Development Association ɓe jogui caɗele ɗe gandiranɗa ko ɗum woni participant immotoɓe heɓatɓe duuɓi 17 ɓe natana waɗa duuɓi 17 natana duuɓi 17 ɓen fof ɓe gandiranɗa Sare Gubu Village Development Association luwaji mumen ɗi ɓe pawi ɓe nattude association he ɓe ƴetta jawɗeje mumen ɓe nattina yo association kala fuɗɗandema duuɓi 17 woni ko a cukayel deyel walla ka cukayel gorel way tan woni ka jibinande Sare Gubu Basiru an luwa sagiɗa waɗimama a nattude he fedde he ƴefta jawdi ma kadi mbattorɗa e fedde he wona tan aɗa he fedde he an ko indere gonirɗa e fedde he si mbaɗen yoni han an ala he fedde he kono si wiyama indere ka hanaɗo to nder fedde to en ɗum naɓata fedde nde yeeso so onon nattatɓe duuɓi 18 oɗon nodde bakkilo ɗon mbaɗon saabu Allah natten he fedde he toppitaɗen fedde nde ko fedde nde gandiranɗa fedde nde ala golle si wona ɓamtugol Sare nde han ɗum tan woni golle fedde nde so eɗen gandi eɗen jogui yimɓe hewɓe wona Sare Gubu ɗo tan eɗen jogui yimɓe wonɓe Kombo eɗen jogui diaspora so ɓe foof kala neɗɗo ɗo mbawɗa wonde rek ta tan ka ɓiɗɗo Sare Gubu a heeɓi duuɓi 17 an luwa waɗɗimama tawede he fedde hen on calminama on jettama mi waɗo jippade mi salminani Sare Gubu Youth and Sare Gubu Student Association ko yimɓe ɓe gandiranɗa ko dariɓe waktu foof so Sare Gubu Student Association on jarama from the president to the entire body onon foof on mbiyama on jarama no ɓete jokkegol
ko siwtinirde bandiraɓe tan Sandu e jogui Cattle Farmers Association mo gandanɗa ko Buna Kode ardina on Cattle Farmers Association mbo heeɓi hitande he lebbi 5 e balɗe 17 han hitande e lebbi 5 he balɗe 17 e nder ɗum noon golle mbaɗi hen e famɗinande tan ɓay jonde nde juuti beru ko famɗi jawdi ko nanga ko ɗaɓita yiita okita jomumen e en garate ɗum e ko ɓuri famɗude ko tan e yimɓe jaafo jonde nde juuti e no mbimi on ni hitande heeɓi e fedde nde heeɓi hitande e lebbi 5 e balɗe 13 han e ko gayi baɗaɗi hen déclare majjuɗi ko gayi 50 he gotiri e ko yiita hen ko gayi 25 ko 16 goni ha jo kibaru mum yottaka ho yitama ɗum ɗon ko big achievement sabna eɗen gandi ɗo bago dannaɓe goɗɗi han ɓe ƴaɓɗan nderoji ɓe mbaɗa ko ñe nder hurgoji ɓe mbiya ko jommu en ɗaɓite nderoyle e nder hurgo e gooƴe ɗon jommum yawata ɗum yiitu e nayi debbi mbaɗaɗi déclare fedde he ko 60 hen 4 jiitama ko 13 woni hen ha jo kibaru mum arani yiitama si en jeeyi to dammi cewɗi woni hono beyni e bey temedere he bey nayyi mbaɗa hen déclare e nder ɗum 69 ɗe jiitama ko heddi ko woni yitaka e si en jeeyi to baali temedere e baali 30 mbaɗa déclare fedde he guilande dari ko ɗum ɗo foof koko yiita okita ɓiɓɓe Sandu he Sénégal naɓe sabno association o haɗani he leydi he tan e nden temedere 33 e temedere 29 jiitama ko nayyi tan woni haajo e gaddaka kibaru mum yitama ɗum ɗo e heewi jonde nde juuti e andinde yimɓe ɓene association o moye jogui e piye ɗe si aɗa jogui wuuro nayyi ko 400 dalasi joɓata hitande nde siko beyan cewɗo e pucci ko 200 joɓata hitande nde foof e nder ɗum noon e sa majjirama ko fedde nde immoto ɗaɓitanma si yiiti okinma lamdaki ma en tranche si nangama Sénégal ko aɗa e fedde koko a gokkiteɗo si nangama Mauritanie aɗa e fedde ko a gokkiteɗo amma se ala e fedde noon siko naggue nanga ko wulure mbatittangue so tawi ko Sandu ɗo he wulli siko Sénégal noon ko 400 Sare Gubu naɓe ɗo pucci mumen nangama Sénégal ɗo e pucci ɗiɗi pucci ɗi ko 6,7 CFA ɗi mbattita ɗi gadda I'm not privy to the information ɓay mi waɗanimo recorde funam kono ɓeyɗo e ɓey ɗum tini ɓeɗen ñaago aynakoɓe foof e gaccita hakkille nde ɗo fedde ƴefta e bawɗe mumen he baɗate mumen mbaɗa hen
Dago be jarga Sare bodoni ya duma ga kitana jarga akira no jogo mole jarga Sare ne jarga jokkide ala holdim no molotaki bi ekkiani jar ha wi kam to na aya para tuma ga to da Anti gattu baby o meruta jango du way won wona jangde jangde de don tan sina simi yeesu hafiyel gotel mburu jakkan simi arti wona mi do wotto mi leloro non mi wala story hande bo nyamani way wa story beda mi ko mi may wala dum no yalti de ha mi simi yehi no be kanu do mi wul chi tabil boyo pepaji ko hay ko chok ko tita weni tawon be diran est ce que mi tawta dama de ala duk no don ala mi tawta ma de pime ade ay mi dala papa ngayare wujare de pepa yorande ha won don danan kay min baga mi tolle ni boy segi ini fo ngami ton boy segi dum fof mi jokkinadi mi ala gaari mo mi jokkino 2 kilo don tan ala de wala mi ala yalti bi ayo mi 2 kilo don tan wow o watti kini be ro ni jaggu kon angena Atumi fitta do do be tete la ne no di be jol titi do nyana fo nyana ko ni tampi yani mo kada biya sabu mi hala ni da mi jawdu ko lam wol yoni siko mbay kam tumani na da ana pinda lamtan pinda ayo lamtan da ko di tani du ko be jango lam tumani ko base wol andi ko be yawdu jango taw jango lam base ko jango yo ito madu hala ni gilale binyal isku on bari subhani sabu fiyodu o ga ko do en kan o go kamani no jiat ne koy kon ni buksi on lamu kon tan aratan ko la no mbiyo ko tokkiro be tibbe mo ne be jangal min wadan tan fay ko tan do do en tan o go kamani e ba to dan do kan goro e simme mi wattalu ta tan ko ko kata ma simme amade na o kamaya andi ko be tan ko dole kala ko gal mi nyabo da kan ala ngurani ma dole ko non kay jangdi ne de ba na famille puta ay atti mi ko mi ya wona ni nam do yasiyo mi jabana manu subhanallah mi kala andi mi jabanta aduna fa min ko sa ko ini rawne den ko surgini yeso ko kaya siwawe awre mu man haya hebta ko kali sonya nene galle mum pemno kono way ko jam awrani hemeramo surgini yeso min kawri o wi ko gurka do onyan gela gel kala no ma mi hala on ngel do cien ngel wadi buksi on ngel o kata andi be dia ne do happy buski on mum tan be on ka ko kalis ko ta ja hudu wal ane tia la bi do yi grene mi do ko dia de batem mi hembi anana ayawdi bi mami ada waite ko hono dum non hebi mi de balle goddo do nara kame koro poñu gili dami yo wi ko on diwdo to kana ne be banani be kana de tefti den ko kon bonna den haaju kon bonna ne jangde be perdina me subhanallah wota jabde non jidirda artir gila jawtuda do weekend yel kala ngarta simi kala ne kemmi do no mi yaani hayde to ma ya mer an be silo jiba kasi anono batta don jam kata mi ya ko mi yarta jawtu gol tan mettina ni mi wadan dal may goto ko ni jawtu mi do mi yarta ayan non mi do wuli wadi ta ko hewde ma hala de take abe ma fari okki ni ay mi ma ya mi aw mi ala tawade kawro hiro ma hew hala wallahi ada hala tan ada yi ko rukiri
ko yaabe be fo ko yaabe baake
do yaadu les de do wadi en go ina ko bitik don do gana mi do woni ko pon mi don so mi rutto mi da bana ko no
arje duda jokki
mi da yam do joga andi mi ame
ala arje
tam kum nani warga wata nan
be ko wodi ko nyinno mami hala do ya mi anda hadi enen jango on be do sar do keben midi
bitim sifa
meeting o de o kulle enen jangoɓe laaren sabu ayno sarde woniri onon mbayirten wallitorade sukaɓe meɗen wonɓe less meɗen ɓe jottoɗo jottinen
min sikku noon ko jilla wolo noon kono jaka a wawi miije ko waɗiɗe
boy
ɗum noon ɗum waɗi nafaade
ayi ɗum ɗo ɗum len to lel yagol ma bitingol gara jeggina ko jel kalmen yimɓe
joni eno batte hay ko a jillotoɗo komi jillotoɗo kala mo kawruɗa janggo mawnitiɗo seeɗa wiya ɗum ke neɗɗo miten dutel woyno
ala probléme
joni min ne kala mo kawru mi wiya ɗum noon
mbiɗa andi war gay ga jokkiki ga ɗaɓɓe ɗiɗum teyde
tam kum nani de
addu
wa
ɗon
gawni ala ya
addu ɗon
ok
arje miki nada yo elle ati ko no ditirare mi do sikki ko mi do reso ye mi do sali ko ko lumbe pari kawari
neɗɗo acci yettotoɗon way inna
ma weliri yen no do be jaliya
wa alaikum salam jode ana na di meeting be
be ni choka dula ade nyere gala mo gare ta
war ka jaral no daaw min do moy war ka ngeen
Nah, kunyi lo ngoyo talo jade. Udah ada ko ma nyame.
ay be gari yo on tan dina ono ay yam dal won yo tam on tan mina ma ko minen noddu no hanki kawru me so mine ha duudal kam ne ga yon non mbiyewi dum hande den poti hebbe meeting ay waktu tati Allah wadi non en timmini ay joni ko jinmi on haalande way on ji yimbeje be jalta school kita non onon galtaji din joni ko honon bawden wat ballen dum don dum acca e Sare ay tumbe wona e Sare ko dunnu mbalen dum accinde ko honde e feere ƴefte ɓe ha jangde nde ɗo ñanguden ɗo ɓen ɗon ne en mbaɗɓe no watta ɓe jotto ɗo jottiden ɗo walla ɓe jawta ɗum eyi
kono mo haariri tan ko hanki min kawri ɗo wi ɗo e min cakodir wonni enen wonɓe ɗo ɓe ɓurɓe ɗo ɓe ɓoyta cakodir weekend o garowo gasde joni wi enen mawnetiɓe janggu ɓe kawren lelnen peeje laaren on jii jangde Sare ne node foɓɓitiri jangde nde fotino ɗo yawtude kono jangde nde waɗi ladial seeɗa so ɓay Allah wallino men en jottima no jottiɗen ɗo eɗen mbawa ten dolon men seeɗa laaren no mbaɗitorten sukaɓe aroɓe lesɗo joni min kilmo haalani kam ɗum hanki min he miijo mi sikku no mbawɗen waɗirde koma por men fedde joni nden fedde kala ko jiddeno wadde ko eɗen fedde ndenen samtane fedde ko wawi wadde ko neɗɗo goto wawa ɗum wadde joni mi anda onon ne no miijorɗo
kono ko kalla o ko gonga ni min ko hen miijo am fedde nde mbaɗen feere mbaɗen nder gisna ko ɗon ɓurtami wallude ta misal haysi ballal arini he leydi he laamu o wawa ɗen sittorde wondanoma eɗen mbaɗi fedde e leydi he eyi
kala jango ala kala pardo jangde person ene en bersi han haare so mofte ko ke bita de Sare ko ken be kaare so mala be jangde be ne balle be kaare so e ba wala ko kaldon ko gonga te fette boyno ko konno den halde hala den cosende kono en jetti Allah bay en jodi mama do hande den ne Paris ene boyɗen gandi jangde Sare nde no nde yarata ni noni ɗum manki dal saabu en yimɓeɓe a yiyat surtout ma noon minen sukaɓe rewɓe ɓe jomon jangat ɗo ha grade 11 walla 12 yimɓe mbiya ɗum a hen mbima funtu jaaha liwtoyɗa eɗen gandi noon kay neɗɗo surtout ma noon suka debbo kay kala ko janggoyɗa ko ha tan gokkeɗa gorko kono noon haɗa foti okkede jayem tiɗinne keɓa no jangguirɗa joni fedde nde sinde sosamani ɗum foti waw daranade saabu sukaɓe rewɓe ɓe ne a yiya fewɓe ɓe jiiɗa kontide ta ɓe jiiɗi janggusi ko jinnaɓe mumen ɓe mbiyaɓe min aya continue hanne min mi ala komi yoɓira ɗum ka continue ka punto waɗa resoye joni se mbaɗi nde fedde han eɗen poti wawde wallude sukaɓe men rewɓe ɓe en hay wona sukaɓe rewɓe ɓe kono noon sukaɓe rewɓe ɓe ɓeru wiyeteɓe yoɓe puntu ɓe joɓantake ɓe yoɓe jaaɓe nde soye walla mi ala komi yoɓiranima ɓe mbawa ƴeftede on kalis ɓe hokke ɓe mbaɗane ɓe joɗane mbukkuji ɓe joɓane ɓe continue jangde mumen nde ayiya jangde Sare nde yaara yeeso eyi
on calminama neɗɗo nani haala mon ka minne ko ɓeyditan men seeɗa tan ko mbatten wat programme ji ko Sare ɗo hay si ko hitan kala hitan to mayre hitande to daren ñalande mbatten wat programme ji ko Sare ɗo nodden Sare nde nodden dundu ɗum eyyi on tuma mbaɗen programme gollen ɓe jangde men nde wonde ko ɗum firde eɗen gandi en jangi kono goto kala woodi fannu mbo yaari jo goto kala fannu mbo yaari o yaha ala haalana yimɓe ɓe minne ko fannu jaarume jangde am
kono mi lomna kono ɗum waɗi important no kadi nalaɗo ko tawɗo miɗo ɗaani kono ko noon tan mi nani ko mbiɗon on kaali ko moƴƴi kono ko kalɗon ko ko minne ko parmi haalde ko fedde nde ɗo gande wona gacciren nde no filni garɗo fof nattira ɗo yiɗi ko mbiyanmi hen tan mbaɗen kayti fomji ɗi gandiranta nattowo en fof ko ɗin sotta ɗin soodi ɗin fomji waɗa ɗi fil on tuma wawa tawede fedde eɗen mbawi wadde ɗin mbawɗo sodde ɗin fomji ko jottiɗo grade 10 fof gimmiɗo grade 9 natti grade 10 ɗi wawi sodde ɗin fomji wawe tawe fedde e ko beebi aysa haali ko ɗumi wawi en ɓeydande kaali saabu ɗin fomji wona en hokkiroɓe ɗi ko en yeeyoɓe ɗi en jeeyiɗi anne kaali o en mbaɗan mo he account men eyyi ko ɗum tamnomi hen ko ɓeydo
joni haalaji moon ɗinanama joni so mi anda hoore ɗumani men laaren gokken fedde nde inde titi laaren neɗɗo kala place mo gandiranta imbo wawi jogitade walla en heɗitana en ɗon tawa en mbawa nabirde fedde nde yeeso
min noon to miijo am woni fedde nde en mbi ko fedde janggoɓe en ene janggoɓe ko janggoɓe Sare Gubu ɗum ka firti en gokki fedde nde inde kono amma noon to affaire place uji min ga yiyande am sikko eɗen mbawi accude ha en kawrito e gongol on saabu tan no jiiɗa ɗo enen ɗo eɗen pamɗi place uji goɗɗi toon kimmudi ɗi gandiranta enen fo en mbawaɗi fottu kono si en gacci ha en keeɓi gongol no kawritirɗe noon ta yimɓe hewɓe nani affaire fedde nde yimɓe hewɓe nani dilde nen joni yimɓeɓe ɓe garat janggoɓe ɓe garat kala place kimmuɗo mbo ke neɗɗo bawɗo tam on place joni mi andano no min joni
ɗo kay kono mbiɗa ni tan waɗirte ko gonga ma
ok minen ha min dutto eyyi on jarama
ok ɗo kay jotaɗen mbaɗiri noon celle
min buskiyon kala teftiɗoɓe billah walla feere ma bonan perdina hoore maɗa nde fedde nde billah wallahi nde fedde ko nde waɗi ko Allah tan wawi ɓe yo ɓuuri ono way jam tan woni jam tan an mi waynima yiɗe ɗo cokkiɗode atina nde fedde fo ma nde bitinine min mi fuɗitima jamde he allahu akbar a yetti Allah tan no nano de feddan tan no miɗo wujja papagayaji ɗula e billahi eɓe nanguinoma tan ɓe mbarannoma pap billahi ay nde fedde fedde nde walli dundu ndu walli Sare nde surtino minen sukaɓe rewɓe janggoɓe ɓe fedde nde walli min no feewi wallahi sabu sa yi han Sare Gubu kala joguiɗo mobile lentoto suudu muɗum haalira no yiɗiri nedda koyesdi ɗo haalon ɗo kelwelen tan no wonano Sare Gubu student association addude ɗo o ante tan no kelweli fertiɗo lawol mbiyaɓu ɗaɓɓugol lekki o ñande fo ñande waɗaɗiɗani ɓe gadduno ɗo lekki mi tinnoki bambaya fawaɗo kettimaya Allah e kilo lekki ɗi moƴƴino ɓete imekkirande ɓe walli yimɓe ɓe no feewi sabu han sa yi mamade lottano ko subaka han watti looto han ko heggal tan hawre siwo e mum yaha ƴoogo e ndiyam looto eyyi so en mbiɗo en kala ko Sare Gubu student association waɗi ko han ɗo mbalde sabu ɗum heewi no bete sabu sa yi hande school o koye laaɓi dosbinji ɗi